So you're ready to get your DHS account funded and start trading? Awesome. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through this whole thing together step by step so you can get your funds deposited securely and get right into the action.
Okay, so before you can make any moves, you've obviously got to get money into your account. And look, if you're kind of new to crypto transfers, this part can feel a little intimidating. I get it. But honestly, it just boils down to a few key steps and one really important rule we'll cover at the end. So don't you worry. We are going to untangle this entire process from start to finish. Let's kick things off with phase 1, getting your unique deposit address.
Right. This first part happens completely inside the DHS platform. All you're trying to do here is generate a deposit address. You can just think of it as the specific destination, like a mailing address where you're going to send your funds.
It all starts right there on the home screen. You're going to top deposit, pick your currency. For this example, we'll use USDT. And then you come to what is, honestly, the most critical choice in this whole process, selecting the network. We'll talk a lot more about why that's so important in just a second. For now, just make your choice and copy that address it gives you. Okay, let's zoom in on that network choice for a minute. The app's default is TRC20, which runs on the Tron network. It's usually a bit cheaper and faster. If you want to use the Ethereum network, which is ERC20, you have to physically tap that switch. Now listen up because this is crucial. The network you choose right here must be the exact same one you send from later. Mismatching the networks is probably the #1 way people accidentally lose their funds forever in crypto. So you've got to get this right. And hey, while we're using USDT as our main example, you can see you've got other options too. You can deposit Ethereum, Bitcoin, or USDC. The process is exactly the same. You just select the one you want from the menu and copy its specific address. Okay, you got that DHS address copied? Perfect. It's time for part 2. Now you're going to go over to your other exchange or wallet, wherever your crypto is right now, and you're going to actually start the transfer. Now, this process is going to look pretty much the same no matter where you're sending from. Kraken, Binance, a private wallet, you name it. Just look for a button that says withdraw or send. And here it is, the moment of truth. You just need to mirror the choices you made in DHS. I'm going to say it again. Make absolutely sure the coin and the network you pick here perfectly match what you chose a minute ago. Then you just paste in that address you copied, type in the amount, and get ready to confirm. And this brings us to what is basically the golden rule of all things crypto. Double check, and then for good measure, triple check everything before you hit that confirm button. You have to remember crypto transactions are final. They're irreversible. Once it's sent, it's gone. There's no undo button, no customer service line to call. So just take an extra 30 seconds. Check the first few and last few characters of the address, confirm the network one last time, and then you can hit send. Now, depending on how busy the network is, it could take a few minutes for your transaction to go through. But once it does, the funds are going to pop up in your DHS account. You're almost there. There are just a couple of super quick final steps you need to take inside the platform, and then you'll be ready to trade. And boom, once the transaction is confirmed, you'll see the new balance right there in your DHS funding account. Success. The hard part is officially over. Now, the system here is actually pretty smart. It handles most of the conversions for you. So if you send in USDT, USDC, or even ETH, it automatically shows up as USDT, all ready to go. The only thing to be aware of is if you deposit Bitcoin. That just requires one extra, tiny manual step. You'll need to hit the convert button to swap it over to USDT. Simple as that. All right, this is the very last step. It's just moving the money internally. You're going to click transfer and you're just moving it from your main funding account over to the specific trading account that you use for signals. Put in the amount you want to trade with, click confirm, and that's pretty much it. But hold on, before you jump in and start trading, we have to talk about a couple of critical rules. Understanding this last part is absolutely essential to protect your funds and make sure you don't run into any surprise fees. Seriously, please pay very close attention to this next point. It's all about how you manage your funds after you've moved them into your trading account, and it involves a potential fee you really need to know about. Okay, there is a 20% early withdrawal fee. Now, that probably sounds a little scary, right? But it's really just there to encourage genuine trading. The good news is it only applies under very specific circumstances. So let's walk through exactly what triggers it so you can easily avoid it. Here's the deal. The fee only gets triggered if you move money into your trading account and then try to pull it right back out to your funding account without making any trades. To avoid the fee, all you have to do is, trade. For example, if you transfer in $100, you just need to make trades, buys or sells that add up to at least $200 in volume. So the bottom line is super simple. Only move funds into the trading account when you are genuinely ready to trade with them.
So, to wrap it all up, success with every single deposit really just comes down to these 4 simple, non-negotiable rules. Get the currency right, get the network right, get the address right, and only move funds to that trading account when you're actually ready to put them to work.
And just like that, you're done. Your account is funded, it's topped up, it's ready for action. You can now start following signals and let your capital do its thing. So with everything set up and ready to go, the only question left is, what's your first move?